Hello, YouTube family. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture. It's not cute, not knowing. We start with a hug. Come on. I have huge movie news. I have huge movie news. Because of the way things are, a lot of movie theaters not opening, slow to open. Movie companies don't know what to do. Warner Brothers today has made a major announcement about its movies for 2021. This is actually going to start on Christmas Day with Wonder Woman 1984. They're going to be releasing their movies not only in theaters, but on HBO Max the same day. Wait until you hear the movies. I told you Wonder Woman 1984. Tom and Jerry, Godzilla versus King Kong, in movie theaters, HBO Max the same day. Judas and the Black Messiah, Fred Hampton, that movie. There's so many great movies. Mortal Kombat, the new Space Jam with LeBron, A New Legacy, in movie theaters, HBO Max the same day. The Matrix 4, Suicide Squad, The Many Saints of Newark, the prequel to The Sopranos. A lot of movie halls are going to be, they're really annoyed right now. Now, I think that movie theaters are going to come back, but this is definitely changing the game. A lot of people didn't want to come out the house before everything happened. But to have a top movie released, HBO Max, they're going to do it. It's going to be in theaters. Warner Brothers, they're shaking up the game. What do you think? A lot of blockbusters, and I'm going to have more details for you tomorrow. The Bee Gees, How Can You Mend a Broken Heart? That documentary about them, it starts streaming on HBO and HBO Max on December the 12th. The Bee Gees were incredible. They were so much more than Saturday Night Fever. The brothers Gibb, hailing from Australia. There was Andy Gibb, the young one. He died at the age of 30. The brothers had hits, but they wrote hits. Islands in the Stream for Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton, Heartbreaker for Dionne Warwick, the album with Barbra Streisand with Guilty, one of my favorite albums of all time. I will have more details on this tomorrow too, but it starts streaming. It's a great documentary on their life, their rise, how when disco all of a sudden wasn't the thing, how they stayed the course, and just an incredible, and if you love music and you love hits, this Bee Gees documentary, How Can You Mend a Broken Heart, which was a big hit for them in 1971. It's based on that, but the Bee Gees is going to be streaming HBO December 12th. Snoop Dogg. For many of you who enjoyed his commentary during the Mike Tyson-Roy Jones Jr. fight, and you said, I loved him doing that. Will he do it again? Yes, he is. He is starting his own boxing league, everybody. Snoop Dogg is starting his very own boxing league. Snoop got a lot of stuff going on, but he's going to start his very own boxing league. They're promising big fights, but they're not saying who the fighters are going to be, so we have to wait. But Snoop's starting a boxing league. Now, speaking of boxing, Evander Holyfield, who's 58, says he wants to fight Mike Tyson again. Mike Tyson, 53. Should people over 50 be in a boxing ring? The first time Holyfield and Tyson went at it, it was in 1996. Evander Holyfield won. In 1997, they fought again. Mike Tyson bit Evander Holyfield's ear off. For the third time, what do you think is going to happen? Will you take it serious because they're older? Evander Holyfield says, okay, Mike, you beat Roy Jones Jr. It's time for you to take me on next. Will this happen? I do a podcast. I'm gonna get to my podcast later. I'm gonna be good and get to the stories. Let's get back to Snoop Dogg, who's gonna be teaming up with Mariah Carey tomorrow night on her special. It starts streaming. Mariah's Magical Christmas. You got Ariana Grande, Jennifer Hudson, Billy Eichner. You've got Misty Copeland, the ballerina. You've got Tiffany Haddish. Mariah is called the Queen of Christmas because all I want for Christmas. She's singing, she's got guest stars, and it starts streaming tomorrow, 7 on Apple TV. Snoop, Jermaine Dupri, they're all going to be a part of it. So that's going to be a great special. Now, Mariah's on the cover of Elle magazine, and she just announced the Mariah Carey cookies. It's a real thing. Mariah Carey is coming out with a line of cookies. Chocolate chunk, triple chocolate chunk, Heath bar, lemon coolers, spiced oatmeal raisin, gingerbread, pumpkin, white chocolate cranberry. That sounds good. If you need information about Mariah Carey's cookies, go to mariahcarey'scookies.com. It's a real thing. She has come out with a cookie line. Tomorrow, the special Mariah, I guess she is proving she is the queen of Christmas. Tom Bergeron says there is no way he'll return to Dancing with the Stars. I told you guys Tyra wants a raise, right? A lot of people are not happy. They said, can she go? Tom, can you come back? Tom says, no. They got rid of me. That time has passed. There will be a wedding next year for Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani. They say they're definitely getting married next year. Meanwhile, Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez, they have postponed their wedding again. They say they're going to get married when the time is right. When do you think that will be? When the time is right. Tina Turner is back with a new book. The 80-year-old pop music sensation has written a new book. Now, for those who are saying, well, didn't we hear everything in I, Tina? No. The book, Happiness Becomes You, a guide to changing your life for good. She talks about a lot. She talks about poor childhood, being abandoned by her family, Annie Mae Bullock turning into Tina Turner, the abusive marriage to Ike Turner, getting out, facing financial ruin, and building her career again. Here's what happened in the years afterward. Did you know? She went on to win 8 Grammys. But did you know that in 2013 she suffered a stroke? Tina Turner battled intestinal cancer. Tina Turner also had kidney failure, and her current husband gave her a kidney. He's 25 years younger than her. She has come to terms with the death of her son, Craig, who committed suicide 2 years ago. She also said she found it in her heart to forgive Ike Turner for years of abuse. This book is out. Tina is talking. Happiness Becomes You, a guide to changing your life for good. Basically, she's letting everybody know you are never too old to make changes in your life. And you may start off rocky and it may start off rough, but you can make changes in your life for good. I'm sure it's going to make a great stocking stuffer. I do a podcast, Patty and the Millennials. It's me, the baby boomer. Millennials, Gen X, men and women. We talk about dating terms for 2021, and you may be saying to yourself, but Patty, I'm booed up, I'm married. You should always know what's going on and always be there to explain things to your single friends. Have you guys ever heard of apocalypsing? Apocalypsing, and real young kids be doing this. They treat every relationship like it's their last. Everything is rushed. Everything is hurried because they're like, the world's coming to an end. We got to do this now. That's apocalypsing? How about folkloring? Okay, y'all probably say I do this when I talk about El DeBarge. This is when you romanticize everything and you refuse to see the warts. That's folkloring. Apparently, this is kind of like a new thing for 2021. This one struck me. People don't break up anymore. They get rid of you on social media to let everyone know that we're no longer together. It's called sanitizing. And when you sanitize, you break up with the person and everything, whether it's your Twitter, mostly IG or Facebook, you erase any trace of this person. They do no longer exist because you are no longer together. And it's called sanitizing, where you just kind of like scrub them clean and they're just no more. You can find the podcast on Spotify. You can find us. We're new to Spotify, by the way. Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and of course, the iHeartRadio app. It's really a fun conversation. And if you are in the podcast, you will want to check us out. It's Patty and the Millennials. Y'all know I be spelling Patty with a Y. It's not cute not knowing. Give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment. I do read the comments. You know that I did because I will give you a heart. Tell a friend. Subscribe to the channel. The channel is growing. What do I love to say? It's not cute not knowing. And now, you know. I'm Patty Jackson. Thanks for joining me. I'm your auntie of pop culture.